I just bought a new empty carburetor for my little beach buggy. I noticed I've got empty stamped on it everywhere. I decided to get the empty instead of the other unknown brands. But everything you hear about all these empty carburetors, so they're crap. But I look at all the machining around the top of it, and the machining on the bottom of it, it's beautiful, nice and smooth. There's no rough bits and pieces. There's a little bit there, but won't matter too much, I think. All the body work inside the casting is as smooth as you want. All the outside casting is smooth. It's beautifully done. The butterfly is an absolute perfect fit. When the butterfly's seating, it could just about hold petrol in there without going through the hole at least. It's an absolute perfect fit. My other carburetor that I had in the bug, the linkages where the axle for the butterfly goes through here was actually leaking. When you push the accelerator pump up and down a few times, there was actually fuel leaking out here, and all the side of the carburetor is stained from all fuel that's been leaking out there over the time. The choke was not working. I actually disconnected my choke in the finish because it was so bad. Having such a big air leak in there, there's no way that I could get the bug to idle properly. It was just as rough as guts, and I had it advanced up a little bit so that it would at least get drivable, but being advanced so much, it was hard to start, so you really need to retard it back to be able to start it. So I got so pissed off in the finish, I bought this, but I honestly think by the look of it, it's a nicely built carburetor. It's the whole thing is as smooth as. I went to change the main jet down in there, and when I looked in there, there was a couple of little bits of dust. So I didn't use carburetor cleaner. All I did was just blew it out with the air. But I've put my what is it? A 130 main jet, and I've just in here I've gone up to what I put that, a 60 idle jet just in there. The reason I went up to the 130 main jet is because I've got hot cam and there's a free flow exhaust on it, so just put a little bit of fuel through it. Extra fuel. The extra fuel gives you just a little bit of extra cooling as well. We're right on sea level, and our highest temperature in the summer gets right like about 26, 25 average, and the lowest in the winter we sit on about 11 average, so we only move about 10 degrees summer and winter. So not so much, you don't need the extra jetting for the cooling, but just for the cam and the free flow exhaust. So I only took the top off because there's a couple of little specks of dust in there, and I just blew it out with the air. I didn't put any carburetor cleaner in it. It looked clean enough out of the bat. I hear stories that you've got to take these things completely to pieces and clean them, but except for just a couple of specks of dust in there, I don't think it's worth it. I'll just put it back together now and chuck it on the bug and see how it goes. But that was bought for $116 US on Amazon, I think I did. In New Zealand, I would be paying $350 for that, so the exchange rate plus the postage was just a little bit over $200. Can't argue with that. Actually, at that price you can't buy anything in New Zealand, so we'll plug it onto the machine and see how it goes. We'll go for a ride in the bug as soon as I get it going. It's a bit cloudy and overcast out there, so I'll wait a couple of days and we'll get back. Just thought I might go for a spin. It's a nice sunny day. I see we've got our new carburetor in there, and when it started idling rough it just went down on one more notch on the choke, so I don't know if you heard it go rough all of a sudden then. There's a new top going on here very shortly. I'll put the top on, and the next thing I'll do is I'll give it a repaint. I widened this guard out a little bit. I pulled it out by about 27 mils. It was a lot narrower than the other side. I do not quite know why. I think it's been redone. I've finished off doing all my disc brakes. They're all done. In the front you'll see, I'm not sure whether you can see it, there's a brake regulator in there. Also down inside here I have a pressure limiter, it's a little pressure reserve thing. Anyway, I'll strap you on, we'll go for a run, we'll see how it goes.